Hi, I'm Denise Andreacchi. Your local forecast is less than 1 minute away, but first, we have been seeing some incredibly active weather in the prairies, and they deserve it. They haven't seen much of a summer right now. Well, let's take a look over at Atlantic Canada now, where high winds as a result of some low pressure spinning off in the Atlantic has really been hammering the rock around the Avalon. They're seeing wind gusts up to 80 kilometers per hour. Don't go anywhere. Your local forecast starts right now. Your Weather Watch continues right here on the Weather Network. Good evening, I'm Denise Andreacchi. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. We're seeing quite a bit of active weather through the prairies. Will it stick around? Well, I'll have all that in your long-range forecast coming up in just a few moments. But first, I want to take you to the gorgeous city of Vancouver. For the city of Vancouver, let's take a look at some temperatures around Western Canada. You can see it's fairly seasonal conditions. Victoria sunny and 22 degrees, Vancouver 22. As we head through the interior, finally starting to warm up through central British Columbia. As we take a look over to the temperatures through Alberta, you can see fairly seasonal. Calgary sitting at 20 degrees, so a few degrees below seasonal. They have been seeing some active wet weather the past few days, but of course getting a little warmer as you head into Medicine Hat, Alberta, sitting at 25 degrees. Now, in the pre-dawn hours, there is a risk of some severe thunderstorms. Let's take a look at that right now because it still is affecting Slave Lake and Edmonton. So you are involved in this risk map that we've created. Now, of course, the severe weather is really happening in and towards Saskatoon, Estevan, and Regina. In fact, we have some incredible video, just incredible unsettled conditions happening. In fact, Environment Canada issued a tornado warning at one point tonight, and of course we are monitoring these cells, and we will bring you the very latest as they unfold. Now, for Sunday, we're taking a look at some isolated severe, this system really isn't going anywhere. Of course, it's heading eastwards, it's tracking east, and it is going to settle into the Brandon and Winnipeg area by Sunday, and of course parts of the inner lakes are affected by that as well. But let's take a look at temperatures across the prairies. Fairly seasonal. Not too much in way of humidity happening right now, but we're seeing some sunny conditions nonetheless. Despite that thunderstorm risk map, Winnipeg tomorrow, you should stay dry, sunny, 27 degrees. Now, really what we're experiencing over to the east of Winnipeg is some really severe conditions for tomorrow. Take a look at this risk map we created. It is stretching as far west as Windsor, and it's heading all the way up through the Ottawa Valley into Quebec, even New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, into the Maritimes as well. So we're really seeing the combination of two low pressure systems, one to the north and one down here stateside. And really they're creating a lot of unsettled conditions for the next 24 hours through Ontario, Quebec, and of course as we head into the later hours on Sunday, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, you are going to be seeing this system kick up as well. Now Newfoundland, thankfully you are going to stay dry for now. Now let's take a look at temperatures across this region. Well, the Sioux still staying nice and warm, 22 degrees all around the Great Lakes. We're really looking at temperatures around the 20s. Your long range is next.
This long range forecast is brought to you by Corona Extra.
Time to take a look at the long-range forecast. Well, we'll start in the Maritimes, where really some severe thunder showers are still lingering around New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Newfoundland, thankfully, you are out of that risk for now. It's staying warm through southern Ontario, but there's still a chance of some scattered thunder showers. Likely, you know, they could pop up throughout the day, so you'll definitely want to tune into the Weather Network for the very latest on that. You can see here we've got a low-pressure system really just sitting around Manitoba and northwestern Ontario. That could bring some severe weather, but take a look at Western Canada. High pressure is dominating. It's staying beautiful through Vancouver and Alberta. And again, for Tuesday, take a look at this. Nice, gorgeous sunshine sitting right over Vancouver and Victoria. And again, it's staying mild through the prairies for the most part. A little bit of unsettled conditions in and around the Great Lakes. And that system that was affecting New Brunswick, it's now pushing its way east over to Newfoundland. Taking a look at Wednesday, well, it's less humid through the Great Lakes, but still warm temperatures, a chance of scattered showers through northwestern Ontario. On your local forecast, let's take a look at some of the active weather that's happening around the country right now. There's a line of severe storm cells moving from Alberta and in through Saskatchewan. In fact, a tornado warning was issued earlier today by Environment Canada for southern Saskatchewan. Now, You can see right here where we've created this risk map around southeast of Edmonton and in through southern Saskatchewan is where the severe isolated cells are located, and they are producing some hail, heavy wind gusts, torrential downpours, and of course a light show for everybody in the area. So of course stay tuned for this. Slave Lake and Edmonton, you are still included in that, and we will keep you posted with the very latest as we can. Now let's take a look at what we're looking at for Sunday now. The same system, it's still moving through. Now it's heading east. It's just south of the Inner Lake region through Brandon, Manitoba. And again, with it, isolated severe cells. And again, that could produce some hail, and you could see a lightning, heavy downpours. In fact, Weyburn, Saskatchewan today got a little bit of a flash flood from these cells. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to the Weather Network for the very latest on that. Ontario tomorrow, Quebec, the Maritimes, you're expecting severe weather also. Hi, I'm Denise Andreacchi, and I have a special treat for you because I'm going to show you some beautiful photos sent in by our loyal viewers all across the country. Just some fabulous conditions. Well, your Weather Watch continues right here on the Weather Network. Hi, I'm Denise Andreacchi. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. We have been seeing quite active weather all across the country. I'll get to that in the long-range forecast on whether or not that active weather is going to stick around. But first, let's start with some temperatures over in Western Canada, because we are really seeing a ridge of high pressure just sitting over BC. So finally, we are seeing some calm conditions. Take a look at Victoria, sunny and 22 degrees. And really, temperatures are quite seasonal for this time of year. Finally, as we get into the interior, it's where it's supposed to be over in Penticton and Kelowna, which is hot, sunny and dry. Now, as we head over to Alberta, temperatures a little below seasonal. That's because they are seeing some active weather heading through. It's cooling things down. Right now, though, I'm going to take you to a piece of video from the active weather, lightning, torrential downpours. In fact, Weyburn, Saskatchewan saw some flash flooding as a result of these storm cells. So take a look at the risk map for the pre-dawn hours. We've got a line of cells moving across the prairies. Slave Lake, Edmonton, you're still involved because they're not really leaving you just yet. So we want you to be aware that you could still see some non-severe thunderstorms in the area. But where we're looking at some severe weather is through Regina, Estevan, and of course Weyburn, Saskatchewan, where in fact a tornado warning was issued Saturday evening by Environment Canada. As we take a look at where this system is moving to for tomorrow, well, it's tracking east, it's following its path, and now we're getting into south of the Inner Lake region through Manitoba, Brandon, Manitoba. Winnipeg, you're just on the cusp of this map. So you could see some very nice conditions. In fact, you're looking at some really good temperatures for tomorrow. Winnipeg is 27 degrees and sunny conditions. Now, in Ontario, that's another story. Well, we have been seeing some incredible weather in Toronto. And now we've got two systems working together essentially for tomorrow. So we've got something stateside, and then we've got something to the north, northern Ontario, northern Quebec. They're really working together, and they are creating, well, some unsettled conditions for Sunday, really stretching as far south as Windsor, and it's heading all the way east through the Ottawa Valley. Take a look at this. Even in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia could see some active weather. But let's take a look at temperatures across this region. Well, they're nice. In fact, we've been seeing such a hot summer through Ontario. Take a look at Sault Ste. Marie, 22 degrees. Of course, a little bit of unsettled conditions. As we head more into southwestern Ontario, we're seeing the temperatures pick up. I'll step aside here so you can see Windsor is going to be the hot spot. Sorry, once again, 30 degrees in Windsor. Really just a lot of heat and humidity sticking around southern Ontario. Stay tuned. Your long-range forecast is coming up next.
This long-range forecast is brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Time to take a look at the long-range forecast. Well, we'll start in the Maritimes, where really some severe thunder showers are still lingering around New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Newfoundland, thankfully, you are out of that risk for now. It's staying warm through southern Ontario, but there's still a chance of some scattered thunder showers. Likely, you know, they could pop up throughout the day, so you'll definitely want to tune into the Weather Network for the very latest on that. You can see here we've got a low pressure system really just sitting around Manitoba and northwestern Ontario. That could bring some severe weather, but take a look at Western Canada. High pressure is dominating. It's staying beautiful through Vancouver and Alberta. And again, for Tuesday, take a look at this. Nice, gorgeous sunshine sitting right over Vancouver and Victoria. And again, it's staying mild through the prairies for the most part. A little bit of unsettled conditions in and around the Great Lakes. And that system that was affecting New Brunswick, it's now pushing its way east over to Newfoundland. Taking a look at Wednesday, well, it's less humid through the Great Lakes, but still warm temperatures, a chance of scattered showers through northwestern Ontario. Well, have you not tuned in at the perfect time, because your local forecast is less than 1 minute away. Hi, I'm Denise Andreacchi. Let's take a look at what Mother Nature has in store for us as we end our weekend and begin our work week. Well, Western Canada really is the envy of the country right now because the temperatures are comfortable and we're seeing sunny skies all across British Columbia. A few unsettled conditions could occur in Calgary and Edmonton for Sunday. Now, as we head into the prairies, we're seeing some seasonal temperatures slightly below seasonal over in Saskatoon. And again, maybe some unsettled conditions on Sunday and Monday for parts of the prairies. Now, northwestern and southwestern Ontario, again, we're seeing some very high temperatures. In fact, the hot spot once again in the country is Windsor, sitting at 30 degrees tomorrow. And of course, seeing a chance of some scattered thunder showers as well. Let's head over to eastern Canada. We're seeing some seasonal temperatures. Stay tuned. Your local start right now.